It was a quiet Sunday morning in Hawaii. December 7, 1941. Families prepared for church. Sailors were still in their bunks. Life was peaceful until 7:55 a.m. Then, everything changed. Japanese dive bombers and torpedo planes appeared from the sky. In just 2 hours, America would suffer one of the most devastating surprise attacks in its history. But why did Japan attack? What made them strike first? And with such deadly force? To understand, we need to go back to the roots of war, long before the bombs fell on Pearl Harbor. At the start of the 20th century, Japan was a rising star. It had modernized rapidly, built a powerful navy, and shocked the world by defeating Russia in 1905. But Japan had a problem. It had few natural resources. No oil, no rubber, no iron ore. So, it looked outward. In 1931, Japan invaded Manchuria. 6 years later, it launched a full-scale war with China. Cities like Nanjing fell in flames. But Japan wasn't finished. It dreamed of a vast empire, the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, where Japan would dominate Asia and the Pacific. As Japan pushed deeper into China and Southeast Asia, America grew alarmed. The U.S. had deep interests in the Pacific, the Philippines, Guam, and trade routes. So, in July 1941, after Japan occupied French Indochina, the United States made a bold move. It froze Japanese assets and cut off oil shipments. This was a massive blow. 80% of Japan's oil came from America. Without it, the Japanese empire would grind to a halt within 2 years. But instead of backing down, Japan chose war. Inside Japan's naval headquarters, Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto knew the risk. He had studied in America. He understood its industrial power. He once warned, "I fear all we have done is awaken a sleeping giant." But Tokyo was determined. The plan was simple, but daring. Cripple the U.S. Pacific Fleet at Pearl Harbor, then strike fast across Asia before the U.S. could recover. A massive task force was assembled in secret. 6 aircraft carriers, hundreds of planes, and dozens of escort ships. They sailed under radio silence across the North Pacific. America had no idea they were coming. Just before 8 a.m., the first wave struck. Fighters, bombers, and torpedo planes filled the sky. Within minutes, the USS Arizona was ripped apart by a massive explosion. Over 1,100 sailors died instantly. The USS Oklahoma rolled over and sank. The harbor was in flames. A second wave followed, targeting airfields and remaining ships. Screams, sirens, smoke. In total, 2,403 Americans died. Over 300 planes were destroyed. 8 battleships were damaged or sunk. It was one of the most devastating military strikes in U.S. history. But amid the destruction, Japan missed critical targets. 3 U.S. aircraft carriers, the Enterprise, Lexington, and Saratoga, were not in port. They survived. Japan also failed to destroy the oil depots and dry dock facilities. This allowed the U.S. to repair ships faster than expected. Most importantly, the American spirit was not broken. It was enraged. Instead of scaring the U.S. into staying out of the war, the attack united the nation like never before. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor shocked the world, but Japan had awakened a giant. What came next would change history forever. A fiery revenge that would rain from the skies. Stay tuned, because in our next episode, we uncover the devastating endgame, the atomic bomb on Japan.